Well, I can't believe that we're actually doing this kind of game of all games. Guess London is able to tolerate it a little bit. I'll give the context as I switch over for a moment. If I can switch over for a moment, because wait for it, I still need to run the standard test that I need to run to make sure that we're all good. If you know what I mean. You always gotta make sure to test it to see where things are going. But I am gonna complete the transition here. And as you can see, I did make some tweaks to the score bug that I have here. I made it a little bit more circular with the main part, just to try to make it pop out a little more. Okay, the delay isn't that bad. Seems like. But yeah, I did adjust the score bug. I changed out the gradients, so it's now a more. So as you can see with this little part here, it is a little more hourglass-like. Figured here I play around with that for a moment, try to make it look a little more round-ish. In case I want to start including some animations for it. And I did add a gradient to the little thing for the quarter as well. Oh, I'm hoping this will help it make it pop out a little more. Instead of it just as a because before I started implementing some of the changes I did, everything looked like a bunch of squares. But I'm hoping the more usage of circles can help a little bit. And as you can see, I did another LA moment. But first, let's go over the background between our matchup. For London, Broncos are 3-2. They're coming off a big win against the Eagles. Well, knock them off the undefeated thing. And by the way, there are no more undefeated teams. 1972 Dolphins get to maintain their relevance. Whereas the Jets, they are the sole remaining team to not win a single game this year. Huff, huff, huff. And as you can tell with them, because of how their current logo is, I had to add the NY underneath. So I go with a different font for it instead of reusing the font used for the Chargers. Nothing's changed about how I handle the touchdown in graphics. Flag graphic is still the same as it is. But I'm hoping this little design here helps it out a little, helps clean things up a little. Hopefully. But this game is in London, so there will be a UK national anthem. I'm trying to do the best I can with the settings I'm having to use for. Let me see here. Oh yeah, this is the AFC. Now, this is an NFL Network game, but I'm sure there's some local televisions in London. And I'm probably gonna go get myself something real quick before we actually kick off the game. Just need to make sure that okay. Make sure I have a little bit of airspace. Because I'm probably gonna need it. And then I'll be back. Just need to make sure I got myself a little something to drink. But there is one more thing I need to go get. Hold on. It's in London. And soccer season is pretty much in session. Here it is. Gotta make sure I'm wearing the appropriate gear for the occasion. And voila! I got it's my very own Chelsea jersey. This is actually the one they wore last year. Thought it was pretty cool and wanted to get one. Hold on, let me see if I can flick it over to here. Yeah, look at this Chelsea. Look at this. This is the home kit. Part of the home kit. You can tell how put together this thing is. It's a nameless replica, so there's nothing on the back. This was the biggest size they had left available. I think this was the last one that was available too. And it definitely had its fair share of fun. Oh yeah, they're talking about London stuff now. Good old fashioned London. They've been doing this since like 2007. Can't believe it's coming up on 20 years since they did the first one. It's early in the morning for me. Just glad I can actually do something with this. Dun, 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 dun. If you think about the design I gave the circular thing, it almost looks a little bit like an hourglass. I figured this might help it pop a little. Of course, they gotta do the anthem stuff. They're gonna do the US anthem first because the game is in London, so it makes more sense to get US out of the way first, then do the UK anthem. Note I said UK, even though it says England there. England is a country, and it is how they're represented nationally in stuff like FIFA. But in terms of country, it's the UK. I wonder how many boos there are over stuff. Oh wait, never mind. There aren't any boos. This ain't Canada. Forgot about that. I wonder if there's gonna be some boos in the Mariners. Speaking of, have anybody been paying attention to this baseball season? The Dodgers are one series away from making it to their second consecutive World Series. And then they have to play against the Brewers, which the Brewers have the higher seed in the National League, which means Brewers get the majority of the home games. And then we get Mariners versus Blue Jays, which whoever between the two wins their series will make it to the World Series. For the Blue Jays, it'd be the first time since the 90s when they won on their two championships. And for Mariners, it'd be the first time in team history. Can you believe it? We might have a chance of seeing in if the Brewers are able to actually put up a fight and win, they could also make it to the World Series for the first time in team history. But could you imagine if it ends up if the finals World Series ends up being the Brewers and the Mariners in a battle of the rejected team that the rejected Seattle versus the current Seattle? Either way, somebody wins their first. Wouldn't that be funny? You know what? You know how funny that'd be? It'd be like there's parody in baseball. How funny. They love their funny consequences and coincidences and yada yada. Even crazier is that this is a time where being a baseball fan is not the most ideal, especially with the impending lockout coming up in a year or two. Because that lockout will happen. It's an inevitability. It's a question of how long it'll last. It's very possible they can lose an entire season over it. Hopefully, I can eventually start adding some animations to this particular score bug thing and how it's done in the future. Just a question of whether or not I want to do so for Canva. It just depends. But anyway, our game is about to get underway. As the Broncos are going to get the ball to open up this second of 3 games. And the last one is going to be played in Tottenham Hotspur for the year. Note that I said the last one for Tottenham Hotspur. Because, wait a minute! No, that's just special team celebrations. But anyway, because remember, the Jags gotta play their annual game, but they have contracts and stuff in place to play their games at Wembley. Who'd have thunk? They refused to play a game in Tottenham Hotspur. They only got to do so maybe once. I don't remember. But it's now the Broncos joining up on a handoff in first down. Sean Payton's in his 3rd year, his 2nd with Bo Nix. He's probably going to get in the Hall of Fame anyway. Knowing the Jets are going to end up being the Jets over all this. 2nd and 9. Because it was only a gain of 1. They once again go for the running game. They'll probably be forced to pass here on 3rd down, knowing the predictability of this. Game 1 on 1st down. Game 2 on 2nd down. Throw the ball on 3rd down. It's definitely going to be one of those sloggy games. And I mean sloggy. Should have made that K more into a gold. 3rd and 7. Bo Nix gets it out. Pass is caught. Ball is loose. Did he advance it enough to be call it a completed catch? Did he maintain possession and gain enough momentum for it to be counted as a completion? They're saying Jets football already. They need to take that to review. And I guess they're gonna give it to him. That's a. Of course, you would pull that kind of crap with me. Let's fix this back. I probably missed a play. Let me fix this here. Alright. Luckily, I didn't miss anything major. So, 2nd and 13. Justin Fields for quarterback. He tried to scramble. Oh, back to the line of scrimmage. And we did already get a fuck. Bye-bye.
You blew it!
It's now 3rd and 13. Fields. Scrambling. Takes it himself. Wonder if there's a bit of a gold thing I can use. Like a. We're adapting to things on the fly, people. But they are right there within range for a field goal attempt. And it's down the middle. Maybe that helps. I'm just trying to. Think that combination should work a little better. I might change the font at some point to reflect this update. We'll see. We're doing all this stuff live, people. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. At least Nick Folk can actually kick. Well, let's see if the Broncos can actually retain the ball this time. How's that looking? Oh, I already have. Trying to find a good one. So we're now at 3rd and 4. Ooh, that might work a little bit. But there was some plays being made. Ooh, I don't think I want to go with that one, especially with a certain someone that's gotten in trouble lately. That one was just called Sanchez. Or was that one I found before? That one. Yeah, that one should do. Yeah, I think that font would works. Because at least you know that it's to do with me. 2nd and 16. I guess that was supposed to be a run. Oh, they got Steve Wilkes then. 3rd and 14. It was definitely got there, but they're only going to get right there inside of 40 for the Broncos. Corner Flash Gordon regrets being their QB at times. Flash Gordon is Flash Gordon. He probably has his own Flash Gordon way of saying things, even if I don't know who he is. Broncos are able to. If the end zone's sacred, that's my guess. Does using different fonts at different spots ruin anything considered consistency? Yeah, but at the same time, I'm not an official scorebug keeper, so I don't have to worry about keeping things consistent. Oh my goodness, he's still on his feet, he's running, he's running! Oh my goodness, that was a big special teams moment. Hand off on 1st and 10. It's the last one. Well, they managed to get some 9 yards back. So who's ready for a 3-and-8? Let's see if they can get a first. Fields gets the ball out. Caught, but it's going to be behind the line. You're now the 41-yarder is down. Score is now 6-3. So far, it seems like it's going to be defensive field goals only. It's definitely gearing out to be a defensive slog. That big kickoff returns for naught. And the Broncos going to get around the 30 on the return. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Nothing just going right for anybody. Except for maybe a couple of special teams moments involving field goals. 3 drives. No, 4 drives, 3 field goals. Nix just throws it on first down. Pass is caught. There's a description for screen variety TV. Oh, that's no. I can watch games just fine. But I'm already able to watch it because I have NFL Plus, and which lets me watch certain primetime games that TV won't let me watch on an other device. So it's not like I can't watch the games. Everything comes down to delays. The thing, the main thing is that when it comes to watching the games and doing streams like this, legally, unless authorized by their respective leagues, it is not possible to show the game proper. This is the best way to do it. So it's not like I'm not able to watch the games. I'm paying attention to them. And second thing, we do not, even if you even try to advertise such a thing, with anything related to links and stuff. Wait, that was holding on the Broncos and negated a play. You always have to be careful with stuff like that. Always make sure you do your research. Try to avoid any links sent, because those are scams. And trust me, you do not want to deal with scams. No joke. It's not a joke. So we get 3rd and 17. Well, they ain't gonna get it. Yeah, there's of course the turn supply thing. Did they try to go for a 4th down and get it? Well then. Okay, try to go for the quick one. And we got ourselves a challenge. There was a play that occurred and the Jets are challenging. So the incomplete pass. I guess Jets were the Jets trying to challenge or something, or did the review come down before they could get the challenge in? Second and 10. As long as if it's in bounds, that's the foul play of the quarter. Okay, they have to reset it back to a minute 3. So there might still be time for another play. Go figure. Second and 10. It's out of bounds. And so they actually got half the yardage. And they'll have enough time to get in one more play since they had that time back. I'm sure of it. 35. Pass. Caught! And that's going to put them in the red zone. And I think that's going to be it for the first quarter. They're they're lined up as if they're going to try to get in one. They are going to get one more playoff. Right straight into the end zone to end off the quarter. Yes, you heard that right. The Broncos score a touchdown to take the lead right at the end of the first quarter. Zeros on the clock. So the second quarter will begin. So the second quarter isn't. Okay, so this is not gonna. So this here is gonna have to go back to how it was before. It's gonna have to go back to how it was before because the end of quarter thing looks off. So we will have a kickoff to start the second quarter. Wow. Never thought I'd see that happen. Of all the times for that to happen. Jeez. Bo Nix is being Bo Nix, I guess. And did not expect that kind of play to occur. And did not expect them to have that in the quarter. Then now we open the second quarter on a kickoff. And the return is going to be short of the 30. So you heard it here first. Touchdowns are real. There's just not much exciting stuff to talk about on each play. Second and 8, handoff. I guess that's going to set up a third down pass. Third and 5. Fields throws it out of bounds. Thrown out of bounds. So now it's going to end up being our first punt of the game. And scuffed up at the 20. So oh yeah, something else I should mention. When it comes to the NFL, I can't just so easily pick any game whenever and wherever. If you, for anyone that see how I've been doing it over when I was doing it on Twitch, the way I've been doing it is is that I would take a look at the broadcast map for the day, see what games are going to be available on what network, and then make the decision once I know who my options are. Like I haven't even paid attention to who's on my broadcast map for the week. Because I already know one of them I already know is gonna be the Jags. Let's see. Since I'm using the NFL app here right now, my other game is so my games are Seahawks Jaguars, duh. That's good given. The other one is Chargers and Dolphins. Wow. And then 49ers Bucks. Way down into the field, incomplete. That went way deep. Way deep. For the third down here. And I guess while I'm talking about broadcast stuff, I am gonna try to get some hockey in this year. I am gonna start trying to get some hockey ones involved, as well as depending on how things go, potentially MLS, the MLS championship thing. If not, then I got some other soccer stuff I could cover. I want to try to cover some hockey and soccer if I can. So, but the way I want to cover hockey is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to handle hockey a little bit differently. I want to try to show some love to the. I want to try to showcase some minor league hockey. And this weekend is when minor league hockey will officially get underway. So, I'm happy. So, I'm going to try to do at least one hockey game a month. And try to cover any notable playoff games along the way, as well as the finals, if I can. I say at least one. And I want to try to stick to something similar for a format. Like, because I have access to all the games at this point, I can pick and choose who I want to cover. Which means if I don't want to cover a certain team, I don't want to cover a certain team. And my but there is one exception, and that is I'm sticking to my cover defending champs rule for this season, which means the first game I'll be covering under this is new. This attempt at covering minor league hockey is going to be Royals versus Lions, as the Lions are the defending champs of the ECHL. That game is this Friday at 7 o'clock. And then, and the next day, on October on October 18th, my men are going to be on the road against the Gargoyles because I want to showcase the new team that just joined. Fittingly, the Icemen are playing there. So that'll cover two hockey games in one go. I'll of course be attending some Iceman hockey games throughout the year. Well, throughout the season, anyway. But in terms of everyone else, I'm still gonna try to I had to cover whatever games on whatever days I don't have to go to a hockey game. But the two that I'm saying in stone right now are this Friday as the defending champ Trois Riviere Lions host the I think it's Rochester or Rochester Royals. No wait, it's the Reading Royals. Not Rochester. It's Reading Royals. And then for the next day, the Jacksonville Icemen will be visiting the Greensboro Gargoyles for the Gargoyles home opener. So those are the two I'm gonna be. The main, aside from those two, I'm probably gonna be mainly covering. Since I'm already gonna be seeing Iceman games, I'll provide whatever coverage I can. But in terms of the main teams I want to cover for this ECHL season, I want to see how well the Gargoyles do throughout their rookie season in the league. And I also want to. It's going to be the Gargoyles that I cover. Let's see. It's going to be Gargoyles, the Lions, and Ghost Pirates. I think those are going to be the three teams that I try to cover. And the reason why Ghost Pirates is, well, they're like the sibling team, so to speak. I'm not gonna try to get as many teams as possible covered in one go. I'm just gonna select a handful of teams to keep my eyes on as the season goes on. So the main three are the so let me recap that. The main three are gonna be the Lions as they are the defending champs. The Gargoyles, simply because I want to see how they do in their first ever season in the league. And the Ghost Pirates is for being the sibling team. Well, the original sibling team, if we're being accurate. And if they can continue to and see if they can continue to build off of last year. Also, I haven't been paying much attention to the game because I was talking about hockey. But there have been some major issues with Broncos. And there's the punt. Ladies and gentlemen, the Broncos offense. Hmm. Actually, I think I just want that whole thing to just be pure black. There. That doesn't look right to me. I think still having some form of gradient should be fine. Hmm. Right, that. I need to find a better gradient to use. Think that should do for now. First and 10. Fields. Scrambling. He's going to go down for a sack. Think something like that could work. Just reverse it. 3rd and 15. And, well, somebody jumped. Offsides against the Broncos. So now we get the 3rd and 9. You couldn't get away that sack. Jets continue to be the Jets. No, not mean for that. You know what? We'll just fix it at this here. Fix it in a module. Does modular work? Or for these two? Yeah, that seems to work. To help just a tiny bit. Think that font might work a tiny bit better. Just a little bit smaller. No, I like the normal font better. I like that number font the way it is. No, I don't like that font being used there. That that one makes it look much more like an arrow. See if flipping those nope, flipping those around don't work like they should. Oh well. At least the Broncos have the at least I can do this with Broncos having the football. Second and 5. Handoff again. Let's go for first. On first down, Nick's scrambling. He's just going to run it himself. They're going to mark him short. Looking technology. Okay, technology. Second and 1. And it's just stopped. There is bounty flag. Actually, like that part. Well, somebody jumped false starts. Yeah, I'll just stick to this for the rest of the way. Third and 6. Nick Strozzi is got for the first. Breaking free. Bounty flags down. And we'll see if this one comes back. Holding. Third and 16. Nick just takes it short. And they're not going to be able to get close enough to make a manageable fourth down attempt. Oh, let me see a little something here. If I do that. No, that just looks ugly. Keep that there. Just wanted to check something, that's all. Here's the punt. Pow, 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 pow. Pretty much been a boring game at this point. Kind of hard for me to talk about anything. Now, for next week, I am looking at either a Sunday night game or a Monday night game for football. Just a heads up. There's a because there's a chance I might find there's a chance that during that weekend, and I'll actually be able to get my fan thing sorted out. Hopefully, just gotta wait and see. I wasn't in a hurry to get it fixed and such. Since this one still works, but you know things are not everything's gonna work in your timetable, and you just gotta be patient. And then we're talking about NFL radio. Yay! I'll wait for everything. Yay! And let's see what the Jets can actually do here. Jets are doing something. Now, Jets do get the ball to start second half. That didn't go anywhere, like at all. The Broncos do use their first timeout of the half. No, they actually used it earlier. I guess they're down to their final timeout. Must have missed it. Jeez, what the heck? Third down and 6. Was that caught? Yes, it was. Oh, never mind. He only used one timeout. I was confused for a moment of what the heck these people were doing. And this is gonna go down to a 2-minute warning. This has definitely been some sort of game. I'm already bored. And they're not even anything in. They're so desperate to make sure that they're able to sell money. They're bringing in Gordon Ramsay. You think you would have stadiums that don't have that kind of block view seating anymore, right? Turns out some still have it for some reason. I don't need to know who that is. I need to watch a game. Get dang it. Look, I like me some good rapping on, but I'm here to watch a game. Should anybody get anything going on offense? That's been the question all second quarter. There was this. I don't. I guess what he was trying to stop me from going out of bounds. I don't know. Their NFL is weird sometimes. I don't know what Garrett Wilson was thinking. You're close. You're gonna be close. Just go out of bounds. The Broncos did use their second timeout. Third and two. Will the Jets be able to do anything? By the way, they still got all three of their timeouts. Right there, short. Fourth and one. Well, less than a yard, actually. And We're gonna see a delay game. And now the Jets use their first timeout. He's like, no, 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 it's not your turn yet, not your turn. They don't want to switch. So that's where Rizzy went. They try to go for the fake punt on 4th and 1. It's a gutsy call. I think they're trying to figure it out. I think they're trying to figure out who had the. If it's. They're finally gonna say Jets first. That was a gutsy call by the Jets to go for a fake punt on 4th and 1 like that. It was like mere inches. I guess the Jets use a timeout. That was a gutsy call. Go for on 4th and 1, sure. Go for the fake punt, that's gutsy in itself. And I don't think they're going to be close enough to get any points on the board. Apparently the Jets used their 3rd and final timeout. Ernie. Fields. Gets it off. Caught. Right there. Short again. And they got no timeouts to run, so they gotta go hurry up. And they can't spike it, so they gotta go for it. What are they doing? That the disaster. What the heck was they thinking? They have no timeouts left. They had no timeouts left, and I guess Fields was wanting the timeout. I don't know what was going on, but that was a disaster. That was a disastrous way to end the half for the Jets. Miscommunication. I don't get what they were thinking. I mean, Jets are going to get the ball to start the second half, but I don't understand. Well, that was like a disaster in the making. That's how the first half ends. I know that it's the Jets, but guys, what are you doing? Run the huddle, go for it attempt. It's fourth. It was fourth and short. You do- I'll be back. Is Matt Eberflus the head coach of the Jets right now? Because it would make a lot of sense. Is Aaron Glenn doing that good of a job as head coach? No. How many cooks in the kitchen are there? Shoot, Steve Wilkes. Those would have been the better option as a coach. See how well he did with the Panthers as an interim? He can be a good coach when he can and given the tools. Is Aaron Glenn way in over his head? It's like so Jets. I don't get it. Hmm. Oh, they're showing there for another variation of Uno called Uno Elite. Having to do with What a joke. California Eagles were a joke. The Jets are even bigger of a joke. They always have been and always will be. Jets continue to be the Jets. No ands, no ifs, no buts. Except for butt fumble. That's always a butt. Jets need to get it together in this third quarter. If they even want a chance to win. And I don't even have them winning. And they're just proving it to me. They really are just proving it to me. And here's this return close to the 45. Yeah, it's probably one bright spot about the Jets right now. Oh, Jets are actually moving the ball. Jets aren't giving me much to talk about this time for a drive. They're still moving. Jets are actually advancing the ball, apparently. So the Jets can actually do something? Work. Guess they didn't feel. I guess they don't like the battle that is block management. It's probably my only guess. Fields on second and 8 throws it incomplete out of bounds. Felt more like a throwaway. Third and 8. Gremlin is left. Throws flag down. Holding against the Jets. It's already back to the fourth down. Good touch. No who'd have thought. It's not like I seen it coming or anything. At least now they can actually go for a field goal. Maybe. That's what they're doing. Maybe they can make it a 1 point game now. On 38 yards out. They actually got it through. So the Jets can actually do stuff. Good news, everyone. Finally got another field goal. I don't understand. It's like the Jets are being typical Jets. As, but when you think they're done finding creative ways to beat the Jets, they keep figuring out new ways to do so. Make sure that, there we go. Just had to make sure that, there. If the Jets somehow win this, it's gonna be due to field goals. No question about it. This is one of those games. No question about it. It's gonna be field goals. Well, now the Broncos are actually gonna get their chance. See what Bo Nix can do. Again. Broncos going down the field themselves. In case anybody's wondering, no, we are not out of the third quarter right now. I definitely need something to pass some time while they try to do stuff. Third and 4. Oh boy. Good old Bo Nix. Being Bo Nix. And there's a penalty flag. Are you gonna call it on the Broncos offense? Or not, it's gonna be a 3-0 anyway. And they'll go into an ad break following a punt. Broncos offense, everyone. That's the Broncos on offense. Well, see if the Jets can do anything here. That is if I don't mess with my mic first. See how long of a drive this goes for. So far, it's a 3rd and 1. Jets just pushing and pushing. Whatever they can. Typical Jets. Being Jetsy with play calls. And it just came out amidst all the endless injuries. Kyler Murray is now out. Oh, now here comes punt. Good still. think I need to clean my ears out again. I'm trying to be quick with this, okay? This Bronco's about to start their drive. Yeah. Did I just miss multiple penalties being called? Holding call against the Broncos, and there was another penalty that was declined. Jeez. And the Jets got a safety. Oh dear God. I missed a safety. Wow. Jeez. That's a different kind of. That's a different kind of the fucking of the ball.
You blew it!
Leading on a safety. I go clean my ears and it ends up being a safety. So now the Jets have the ball again. Yeah, it's just a threat. That. Well, this game is officially drunk. This is so Jets and so Broncos at the same time. And Broncos get the ball back. Of course. Furnace says it's their. Furnace says it's their special teams and penalties. Broncos, Wayne Broncos against the Jets of all teams. More punts. All right, let's get this fixed. And we're still not out of the third quarter yet. Whoa, what the heck? There's a penalty flag down. What the heck is going on with this? We'll see if the penalty will let it play like that stand, but the heck? An illegal shift against the Jets on a play that might as well be an incomplete pass. But I guess they're saying Broncos football after that. What the heck? That is. Did he even maintain possession? He may have been able to actually. Did he mean? I want to know if he maintained the ball long enough. Like, what the heck? I don't know if he even maintained the ball long enough for it to be a catch. And the call is reversed. The call has been reversed. It's incomplete pass. Jesus. On a 3rd and 6, that's another sack. Let me make sure I'm actually at the right spot. But it is end of the quarter. Finally. Let me make sure my thing is up to date. This game going into the 4th quarter. Drunk. About to be 12 o'clock over here. Broncos are actually going down the field again. Forgot to change the thing, of course. Who cares, though? I could have either team have the ball, and this game would still be drunk. Featuring 3 and outs for everybody! Yeah, clearly someone's ahead. No, yeah, there's the 3 and out. Uh, now it's gonna go back to the Jets. Penalty flag! Boot dunk! Holding against Jets. Game, hurry up, please. They have been running short. They went for it on a quick punt before. Fields try to get there and short. Jets used their first timeout. No, go for it. Just bunt. It's 11-10 score. Take, plate, thrown away. Oh, look, somebody can actually advance the football. And know that somebody was able to do something before it stagnates again. Really wanted the Jets to not be the Jets? Boy, you are a dummy. Third eight. Prescott. Open field. And he's going to be out of bounds at 35. Or around it. Whichever it is. Texans jerseys are in the house. They cut to one. Wonder how they're feeling about the Texans right now. Wonder how many other varieties there are in there. Can't just be Broncos and Jets. There has to be some others. There's probably a decent number of Jags jerseys there because, of course. Probably some of the bigger names as well. Second and two. Gets the first. Right there in the red zone for the Broncos. They're looking to take the lead on a touchdown. They're close. They're actually advancing the ball. It's first and goal. Well, that was that kind of incompletion. Let me smart they review for intentional grounding, even though there was a hand right there. Oh no, there was no hand. There has to be intentional grounding. There might be when, no review for intentional grounding. Well, they got the playoff. Not sure why they didn't review that one for any potential intentional grounding. And they had a separate argument for it. Maybe. I don't know. The game is gonna be nothing but field goals, and it's always gonna be nothing but field goals, except for that one time. Touchdowns are sacred in this game. That's why only one's been scored. For the end zone. Yep, figures. Field goal for a lead. Just send out the field goal unit, take the lead. Hope for the best. Yada yada. Makes you wonder what they're even doing. $27 yard. It was a chip shot. 13-0 lead. 13-11 lead. Jesus game. What the heck is going on here? Play's still going, but they're finally gonna rule it dead. They're saying it's still gonna be Jets ball. It's where he was down. Yeah, he was down before he fumbled. But play is finally dead. Final 5 minutes. Hand off. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can get a preview of what games I could be looking at for next week. In terms of what I decided on. It's most likely gonna be a Sunday nighter or a Monday nighter. Let's see what we got here. My option for if I go with Sunday night, I get Falcons 49ers. And if I go Monday nighter, unless I'm willing to stay up for Texans Seahawks, my only option is Buccaneers Lions. If I want to go, so it's looking like Sunday Night Football it is. I'll get to work on creating that series of. I'll get to work on making that bug thing after the game. Here. More 3-and-outs! 3-and-outs for everybody! Yay! So I am most likely looking at Sunday Night Football. I mean, I haven't done that kind of game yet, so it's got, if I'm not mistaken, I gotta fill out that. I already filled out the NBC quota to an extent, but I do need to fill out the other quota. That is the Sunday Nighter. Jets get it pinned inside the 20. And we don't have all that much time left. Three minutes left on the clock, pretty much. Just about. It's just about. Second and 7 is on the clocks. 3:25 to go. I guess the Jets used their second timeout. Didn't hear anything about it. Broncos can't seem to be doing anything right yet. Would it be another 3-and-out? Got 3-and-outs are for everywhere. Is my English falling apart? Probably. Doesn't change anything about this game. It just shows how this game has been. Third and 9. Mix. Sacked. More 3-and-outs. You definitely tell London likes garbage like this. No, I'm joking. They don't. Though they probably would because of where they're going politically. Well, now the Jets are going to get a chance at 2:23 on the clock. Well, they're getting somewhere at least. We're at 2-minute warning. Good thunk. Man, this game. Most of the scoring's just been field goals. Only one touchdown has ever been scored all game. Were we due for a game like this? Maybe, but still. This is a score that does not look right. The score does not look right on my screen. It's cursed. This is a cursed score, I tell you. I can't wait for this game to be over. That's an old Jets jersey. Second three handoff. Gets the first. Remember, they gotta get to the field goal target line in order to get a chance. And Brunk. Oh, so Now I'm seeing how it goes. Jets have no timeouts. Broncos just used their first. I haven't been keeping track of the timeouts, to be honest. But now I know. Only the Broncos have timeouts left, and they just used one. They got two left. I need to start keeping track of this. Though, with how boring this game has been, can you blame me for not paying that much attention? And Nick Falk's there making sure he can kick. Fields! It's gonna be sacked. More sacks for everyone. Second and 15. Gets the ball out. Pass is caught. Close enough. They still need to get a little closer, though, if they want a shot at a field goal. The Broncos did use their second timeout along the way. Third and 8. Field looking. Incomplete. So now it's a fourth down attempt. And more pregame injuries are going on for the Colts. They're going for a fourth and 8. Looking. No, he's going to be sacked. That's a turnover on downs. Broncos are going to survive. And this is where the game ends. Forget using the last timeout. The Broncos survive. Never underestimate the Jets, people. And that's gonna be the final knee of the game. The Jets remain winless. So, with all that, the Broncos improved to 4-2. Jets remain winless. Both apparently don't have a bye as they're both got on to be. Oh boy. Let me switch over to this graphic real quick. It's pretty obvious where things lie with this team. Let me look back real quick. Let me make sure I'm seeing this right. It's the Jets are off on the East Coast anyway, so they are a little more excusable. But Denver has to go all the way back to Colorado to host the Giants. It's more excusable for the Jets, but the Broncos are going to be jet lagged. Lovely. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And until next time, travel safely. Goodbye, everyone.